Buenas, buenas, episodio número 5 de esta entrega que es la parábola de Stanley.
Definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. Oh my god.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Voy a
missed
hacer la misma mierda, a ver qué pasa.
Okay, yep,
Ok,
it's
ahora no hay
worse.
nada.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Está cambiando continuamente esto. Por más que es lo mismo, la historia va variando una y otra vez. A ver si vuelvo. Nada. ¿Dónde crees que vaya, negro? Tengo que volver a mi oficina.
Aha!
No hay
I
número.
knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Holy shit.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Wow. Oh.
Now
¿Qué
this...
es esto, loco?
Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
Wow.
I can't quite recall, but I believe
Esto
my
es para la
story
mente,
took place in
man.
an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Y este me vacila encima.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Otra vez. Esto es un juego de locos. Una y otra vez. Y siempre cambia. Eso es lo más extraño de esto. Lo más divertido. Nunca. Generalmente parece que nunca es igual. Así que bueno, vamos a ver ahora.
All right,
The
I've
Stanley
got a
Parable
solution. This
Español.
time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of
Hijo
the
de puta.
Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the
Ahora me
line.
cambiaron
How simple
el
is that?
recorrido. Otra vez es diferente.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought.
Desgraciado.
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no
Fui de nuevo.
destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay,
Estoy perdiendo
now
lo que
if
dice.
my experience of
Pero-
your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back
¿Estoy por
there.
acá?
Well, I'd like to apologize.
No.
Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
La verdad que está re loco esto.
Cut the music, go back, and look at that fern. Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Diciendo por
Lie.
distintos
You
lugares
do know
ahora.
we're looking for the Stanley
Ahí está,
Parable,
por ahí.
right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Estoy diciendo por todo. Otra vez acá.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh my god. Esto es la cuestión sin fin. Otra vez. No sé qué hacer, man. Me está paseando...
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh,
Ahora quiere cambiar la historia. Que no siga las instrucciones.
Start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
A ver, ¿a dónde quiere mandarme? ¿Cuál? ¿Cuál, brother? Oh. Bueno, una vez más.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
¿Cómo puede ser?
Use your imagination.
No te puedo creer.
Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Es un cuadrado. Si estoy dando vueltas en vano. Sí. Qué desgraciados que son. Wow.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay. ¿Y ahora?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with that counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
Okay.
Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
A la derecha. Bueno, no puedo ir a la otra, así que... Oh,
hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped. Does that mean... did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Hey, brother.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Oh, qué hijo de puta. La verdad que esto es... una cosa de loco, bro.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
tengo muchas posibilidades más, creo ya, ¿eh?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Sí, dice que no pude salir más, así que mejor que vuelva para donde tengo que ir, mejor. Otra vez acá.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley could, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Seguro que se dice todo acá. Otra vez acá que ya vinimos.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Bueno, acá ya también había ido.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ahora por acá nunca fui.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
¿En serio?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Dice que si de al final del camino hay muerte.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Dice que es el directo a la muerte. Que tengo tiempo para... ¿Qué hago? ¿Me tiro? Sí, total. Bueno, que iba a pasar nada, ¿no? Así que... Parece que... ¡Opa! Esto es algo inesperado.
And Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise. He reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Hola.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
No. ¿Qué pasó ahora? Bueno, vamos a cortar acá, pero sigo en la próxima. Así que nos vemos después. Bye.